Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here. Just doing a quick little like midsummer channel slash life update video. I figured if I was going to make a video letting you guys know that I was going to be going through changes and it might impact the content, that now a few months later, I should let you know how that's going and my plans for content over the next several months. So let's get to it. So for those who missed it, I moved into my own place, so, that's why it looks different and has looked different across many of the videos. It's not that drastically different. Honestly, the biggest difference is probably that the couch is now in frame, and as you can see, Ivy very much enjoys that my workspace is right by the couch. She is living the life. Speaking of which, both the cats are doing good. Aloha loves the new space. I guess maybe the hardwood floors he enjoys because he is non-stop, like moving around, running around, jumping around, asking me for attention. He's like a completely different cat since moving into the new place, which has certainly been interesting for me. Unfortunately, these hardwood floors make his very, very not so cleanly catliness much more annoying to deal with, but that's a problem that only I need to deal with and none of you need to worry about, thankfully. Now, over the course of the last few months of living on my own for the first time in, pretty much like a decade at this point, I've had to just get used to time management again. Obviously I'm doing all my own cooking. I'm doing all my own cleaning. I'm taking care of the cats, doing the YouTube stuff, Twitch. I do 7 hours a day on most days. So time management has definitely been the biggest change of pace for me. Even then, it's still not that drastically different. I still committed a lot of time to that kind of stuff. But probably the biggest thing that I've had to kind of rework my time management around has been my return to the gym. And I say return because a lot of you may not know this, but if you watch my earliest videos, you'll see that I was actually in pretty good shape. I was living that Jersey life GTL. But one of the big reasons why I started producing content so regularly back then was not only did I lose my job in New York, the company I was working for got bought out and like 2/3 size down, so that was massive. But I'd also injured my shoulder, and not even at the gym. I just injured it doing something else at that same job that I then didn't have anymore. So I wasn't doing so great mentally, and I couldn't really work out other than like really basic stuff. So I got really absorbed into my content back then, and you can see the slow transformation into doing content more than pretty much anything else. Now that I've got kind of a reprise, I've got this time to reflect upon myself, I've moved back into a lot of those habits that I had, the 9-10 years ago when I first started doing all of this. So that's why I look like a different person. It's why people are saying it's my doppelganger and stuff like that. And why I've been trying to keep this sometimes a little bit more trimmed down. It's easier for me to visually monitor progress, but for a more definitive amount of progress, since April, I've gone from 225 down to, last time I stepped on the scale was 187. I try not to obsess over that, so I do it once every couple of weeks, once a month or something like that. So it's been about 11 days since the last time I stepped on it at this point. But either way, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm doing a lot better. I'm taking better care of myself. That does take more time, though. So I'm definitely not trying to aim for the, video a day or video every other day. I'm kind of just producing videos kind of on like a mental schedule. Like Monday, I have a weekly Q&A. Tuesday, I like to do some sort of retro style video looking back on stuff for the 10th anniversary. Wednesdays, we've been doing stuff like the forum reading or Duty Finder disasters. And then the rest of the days, I kind of move things around. Like if news pops up or a patch pops up, I just kind of push things so I can kind of squeeze new stuff in that's really quick and easy to reproduce. Oh, there's Aloha. He's back. I saw him creep in a frame there for a second. So that's kind of what the content plan has been. It's been a lot more focus on Final Fantasy XIV, which has always been the main focus of the channel. But as I always say, I don't want it to be the only focus because I love Final Fantasy as a whole. We saw the slew of Final Fantasy 16 videos I did, all of which I didn't even finish because my schedule's been too busy. But I have other gaming interests. It's just really tough. YouTube doesn't make it easy to actually produce content on things that are not kind of hard focused. It's why some people make separate channels for literally every separate thing that they do, because YouTube actually treats that a lot better. For example, if I wanted to produce content on some of the upcoming games, such as Armored Core 6, I'd be better off making a whole new channel on Armored Core 6, but quite frankly, I don't want to have to do that. Wayfinder, actually, from Airship Syndicate. I loved Battle Chasers, Ruined King, League of Legends. They also worked on Darksiders. I'd actually love to cover that because I haven't been able to because they've had NDA stuff prior to the upcoming early access. On top of that, you have Sea of Stars, you have Lies of P coming out. We have all these great titles that a lot of you on YouTube don't generally get to know that I'm enjoying, because a lot of the time I can't really mess with YouTube in that regard too much. I throw a few things out there that are like tangential RPG related stuff, first thoughts, but those videos always kind of break up what YouTube wants my channel to do, and then that can have a pretty negative impact. It's a really unfortunate thing because there is a lot more that I want to share with you all here on YouTube in regards to my gaming interests, but as of right now, I can really only express those interests on Twitch, which is my primary streaming platform at the moment. So it's that's kind of like the difficulty I'm trying to overcome, and over the next few months, I would like to at least throw the occasional thing out, probably in that Thursday or Friday slot, and then Saturdays often have State of the Realm or some other video like this one in this particular case, filling that void. And Sundays, I've just kind of made it so, like, unless absolutely necessary, I've like completely eliminated that as a content development day. Oh, Aloha's trying to climb all over me again. Hey, you want to be in the video? Look, see? Cat on demand. There we go. See? You wanted to know how he was doing? This is how he's doing. And he's doing it non-stop every single day. Or if you follow me on other socials, I actually grabbed a metal DDR pad. I've talked about getting one of those again for ages. For those who don't know, when I was 13-ish, it was in 5th grade, I started playing DDR, and I eventually was playing competitively. At the very least on a local level. I would go to tournaments, and I would be at the arcade every week practicing. I had a metal pad of my own for many, many years until I moved out to the West Coast. I grabbed what's called an L-Tech. I've had a few little things with it that have made it a little tedious, but I have been doing actual DDR streams as well. Again, another thing that I can really only share there, especially because it's music related, so it gets kind of scary to share that stuff on too many platforms without the right, I guess, systems in place. But that's been another thing, you know, on top of going to the gym, on top of, you know, doing all my own cooking and doing all that, you know, I've had that too. So it's like, there's so many things that I wish I could share with you all more often. And if anything, this is probably the best way to do it, is to make this kind of standalone video. But I mean, that's pretty much everything going on. New place, cats are good, gym is good, videos are rolling. I've got like the next couple of weeks of like certain days of videos already planned out, and in some cases already done. A few new sponsor related stuff. You know, Magic Spoon's been sponsoring like a video or two a month, so it's been good to just kind of filter them in on top of that as well. And, you know, rhythm games. That's it. That's pretty much all that encapsulates my existence at the moment, other than spending a little bit of time with friends. I might even be doing a BG3. Well, I will be doing a BG3 campaign that I'm going to be streaming as well. Speaking of streaming, I guess the one last thing is the VOD channel. Honestly, the only problem with the VOD channel is me remembering to do it. Like, it's just what I need to do. I've had people offer to actually manage my VOD channel for me. What becomes the issue is that on Twitch, I sometimes upload directly to this channel through Twitch, and then sometimes I need to do the VOD channel. I need to swap every time. So that's one of the little like headaches that's come with that. And that's the only reason why the VOD channel hasn't been updated frequently. I kind of just have to get in the mood and then say, okay, I'm just going to do a bunch of this tonight. And then it gets done. But I really should get someone who's just in charge of uploading that, just a volunteer, you know, no editing, nothing fancy, just to make sure that it ends up on the VOD channel, because that's a frequent question that I get. And there are a lot of, that's one of my only ways of sharing things from Twitch over to here that isn't like, I don't know, it doesn't, it's because I like to do more creative things here generally. I rarely just upload an outright highlight, I suppose, unless it's like one of those like short style videos. But I don't know, that's just where my head's at with that kind of stuff. So I figured I'd share all of that with you, let you know that I'm doing good, and that I've got some surprises coming up as well. I'll probably be doing some announcements here on the channel, but you know, I'm chugging along 10 years later and still looking for however many years more that I'm doing this. I guess we'll just have to see. Anyway, that's my channel and life update. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.